Robert, welcome back to your latest Manchester United news. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about 150 million budget. We'll be talking about a huge deal for Anderson, Tchouaméni, Baleba, and MATEUS Fernandes. We'll also be talking about Lewis Hall as well, and some other interesting stories which we'll always have a conversation about. So, the first thing we talk about is MATEUS Fernandes. It's a huge boost. We'll also talk about JARROD Bowen as well. Which we'll have a conversation about. So the first thing we'll talk about, West Ham, MATEUS Fernandes. So this is what's been reported about MATEUS Fernandes. So Manchester United are looking to spend £150 million on the midfield. Fernandes is a primary target. Outside the top picks, Anderson, Tchouaméni and Baleba, Fernandes has been left out of the World Cup squad for Portugal and makes any potential move easy. I mean, that is crazy in itself. And we know Portugal's midfield, Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno in there, but Fernandes should be in that squad. Again, though, this may potentially benefit Manchester United with West Ham's relegation looking closer. This may be key in terms of securing MATEUS Fernandes, and he would be the midfielder that I signed to as an alternative, so third choice option that can come in and work well with and rotate with Kobbie Mainoo. I think he's got everything you would want in a midfielder: quality, experience, ability on the ball, off the ball, can make line breaking passes through the lines, box to box. Like, he's just a very, very good player. And again, it'd be really, really important to consider if West Ham do get relegated. That price will be significantly reduced. They would have to be forced to raise 100 million in sales, and MATEUS Fernandes is one of those players that I'm sure will leave. I think Bowen will probably leave, which we'll talk about in a minute. Potentially like Wan-Bissaka, Diouf, I'm assuming will go. Bowen will probably be one that's definitely going to leave. So yeah, MATEUS Fernandes, he's someone that's definitely one to keep an eye out on. I think he's someone who does have a lot of good traits that United would look at. I think the experience is something that's key. He's played in the Premier League, which I'm sure will help. I think he is 21, so he's got a lot of room for development, which is key. And I think he's someone who, again, would just improve. We're all about improvement. Replacing Ugarte and Casemiro, we're just players that are good, but will also just improve the squad. And MATEUS Fernandes does do that. If they don't get relegated, that may make it will make a deal more difficult, and also it would increase price because they are in the Premier League, and that probably does reduce the chance of him leaving if they do stay up. But yeah, MATEUS Fernandes is one of the players United looking at. That's a bit of big news. If they do go down, he's one of the main targets for Manchester United, and with him being named out of the Portuguese World Cup squad, that makes it even more beneficial for Manchester United. Now, Baleba, Tchouaméni, Anderson, we all know they have been potentially linked. Now, on JARROD Bowen, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool are all interested in West Ham forward JARROD Bowen. United keen to have more options in their attack following Champions League qualification, and are considering him, who normally plays on the right side, as an option for the left wing. Now, what don't make any sense to me is why would you consider? I don't think he's every time I've watched Bowen, and every time you check which position he plays, why would you want him on the left? He's clearly a right winger, and that would be the potential reason why I don't think United should go for him. I think our right hand side is pretty strong. I think if you're going to go out and get a left winger, get someone who's a proper left winger who's played there. For example, Ndiaye, Rafael Leao, Semenyo. Semenyo is one of those that can play on both. But Bowen is single, the best we see of Bowen is when he's on the right and he can cut inside. Centrally as well, he's good. But on the left, I don't see him playing there. I don't know why you would see him as an option for the left wing. I think if United are going to bolster the attack, it should be a striker and a left winger. I'm happy with the right wing options that we have. I know Bowen would be a good option to have, but I'm happy with Amad and Mbeumo. I think those are two very, very good players. And again, Bowen is definitely an option, but on the left wing, I wouldn't go near that because it don't make any sense. And if United were to sign him, he'd have to play on the right. But again, West Ham could force to raise money if they do get relegated. Bowen's future could be in doubt. So that's that on the West Ham stuff. The last thing I want to talk about is Lewis Hall is opening to leaving Newcastle. Manchester United are among the clubs actively seeking a new left back, and Jason Wilcox is a big admirer of Lewis Hall. Now, I like Lewis Hall, 21, one of their left back. The last time I checked, which was a few weeks ago, he wasn't in the Newcastle team consistently, and that has kind of sparked reports that he could potentially be on his way out. Now, Lewis Hall is a very, very good player. I really do like him. He's one of the best left backs in the Premier League for me. I think consistently, very strong defensively, good on the ball, versatile in terms of he has played games at right back. He's a modern day left back. He's young, and I think he'd actually be someone who would actually work well with Luke Shaw in terms of they can manage the workload. Lewis Hall's played in the Champions League. He's played in the Premier League. The sort of change, the sort of rotation, the experience he can learn from Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's more or less seen everything at Manchester United. So I think that relationship will work well. There's not a worry there about his inexperience because he played for Chelsea. He's played big games for Newcastle. So for me, he's definitely someone I consider. Again, though, it's going to be price and dealing with Newcastle. But if you do get the right price and he is open to leaving, he would be the number one left back that you go for. Obviously, left back is a position now they're looking to strengthen. You know, Luke Shaw won't be able to play as many games next season as he has done this season. So yeah, let's see what does happen with that. But that has been your latest news. Thanks for watching.